Hey!
Hey, everybody. How is everybody this evening?
I'm good. I'm good.
Eric, how are you feeling?
Not very good.
I liked Eric's framing better because he had the light right behind him.
Yeah.
Like it's just I'm not sure which saint he was, but it was probably the one of Tartans, probably.
Would agree. Or Hypercard, maybe.
Or Hypercard.
Yeah, could be. I
The
don't know.
patron saint of Hypercard.
Yes.
You were saying, Eric, you were feeling a little under the weather today. Are you on the mend? Are you?
I basically slept the entire day.
Oh,
There's nothing wrong with that.
Yeah,
Unless you're going to stay up all night now.
I don't know yet. We'll find out.
it's nothing that warm milk
And a
can't
large
fix.
bottle of scotch.
Yeah, that's
If the medication says don't mix with alcohol, then I guess I have to mix it with alcohol.
I
It's only
guess.
logical.
Right.
Awesome. So how have you gentlemen been? I feel like it's been months since we've seen each other.
It's been a hot minute.
Yeah. I think we've gone through an entire Marchintosh without having a
Yes.
chat. So I
Yes,
guess maybe that should be our first point of contention or point of discussion,
I
depending
guess.
on how you feel about it. How was your Marchintosh?
I'm
What did you
for it.
do?
Eric, you go.
that's not from Marchintosh. Sorry. Well, I'll start with the end.
Okay.
Yes, this is the end, my friend.
Yeah. The end. And then it was my printer was pretty active, I'd
Okay.
say. Oh, yeah, here's what I shared.
Nice,
Yes. Nice.
But,
Love it.
it came with a hypercard stack that I also uploaded to the files area.
Mhm. Nice.
And if you animate it, the glasses drop down on it.
Yeah. Just
Awesome.
deal with it.
Yeah. So that was pretty much the extent of my Marchintosh. I didn't really have much going on.
Okay.
Oh.
Did you do any more Hypercard development over Marchintosh? Did you?
No, not really.
No.
Mostly I've been working on a script for my next game.
Okay.
And, I'm going to start. I did the first blog post for it. Right now I've got 80 pages.
Wow.
With how many?
And that's just how to use the user interface, right?
No.
Yeah.
No, I'm starting with the script instead of the architecture. There are 30,000 words so far.
Wow.
That's a lot of words.
That is a lot of words. All work and no play make Eric a dull boy.
So this is interesting, though, because I think it's a pretty amazing undertaking that you're going to make a hypercard game out of Infinite Jest. So it's pretty bold.
That was to say, that is a bold undertaking, my friend.
If only I knew what you were talking about.
Oh, it's that million-page, like, unintelligible, like, free-form, like, narrative book. You should Google it because it's one of those things where it'll be like there are book clubs that just exist to read Infinite Jest, and these book clubs are like a 20-year commitment.
It sounds like the book that has the record of pi in it. You know?
Oh, yeah. Mm-hmm.
Or all the collection of Laurie Ipsum.
Yes.
Yeah. So Marchintosh went pretty well. For me, I made a bunch of videos, and
you did. You were very busy
and promoted a lot of things that other people were doing, and it seems like this year we got a lot of big name kind of folks that were doing things, and there were people that came in kind of at the end of the month and were like, oh gosh, I'm just now learning about this, and then they continue to make content for that first week of April, and it was like, yeah, that was really great. So it was nice to see all the fun things. So like Eric said, my printer printed off the hook the entire event, so it was kind of nice to see all the fun things that people made.
Yeah, I have a particular favorite that I received. Whoops.
Take two.
If I can find it here. Oh yeah, here it is. This was one of my favorites.
Yes, I got that one too. I got home and I was like, what?
Yeah. For the most part, I only had maybe 3 or 4 paper oopsies, either jams or, whatever.
Yeah.
So it wasn't too bad.
And nobody's seen the print job. What was the print job last year? There was something if you printed it in a particular.
Yeah, if you printed using like teach text, it'll just run gibberish out the other person's printer. Yeah. And so that happened to people in the very, very early days. And I think Steve went through like 100 sheets of paper or something like that. So
yeah, print a couple and then just feed.
Yeah.
No, actually most people were, I'd say for the most part, were respectful and only sent maybe a page. Mm-hmm. I could tell when someone was having a little difficulty with connectivity because I'd get 3 pages of the same thing, but that's excusable. If you don't know if it went,
Right. I think that there was also something that was figured out during the event, which was if you were using, there is a alternative printer driver that's called Mac Palette, that if you were using Mac Palette, it would, like if you were trying to queue things up and print to multiple people's printers, what it would do is it would just basically just continue. If you started the print job to somebody's printer, because unlike the real image driver or image writer driver, you can actually queue things. So, but the idea was you're queuing it locally. So if you go out to Chooser and pick somebody else's image writer and send a job there, it's just going to look at the first thing in the queue and it will just send that same print job back to that. So there were people that got like, oh, I had it over here because it happened to me, where somebody printed like 20 of the same thing to my printer because they were, I'm being efficient, but it's like, unfortunately, that's just not how it works. So yeah.
Fun. And unfortunately for this Marcintosh, I had rented all of my Apple computers to a local film production.
It's any excuse with you.
I know, it's every year. It's like, oh, Ryan likes money, so I guess capitalism strikes again. I guess I can say that. I suppose I'm okay to say who was in the movie because it's fairly public knowledge. But oh God, the name just escaped me. Bilbo Baggins, Martin
Freeman.
Freeman, thank you. Martin Freeman was in the film, so I haven't seen it yet, but I'm hoping that Martin Freeman used one of my computers in the movie.
Oh, because Martin Freeman's in that Microman movie that the BBC did about Amstrad and or maybe not Amstrad, but like Acorn and it was Acorn and Sir Clive. Yeah. Because the Sir Clive, the actor that. Yeah, it was like just the hate coming off that guy.
Yeah. And do you remember the C5 electric buggy that he produced?
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
I love the death rate of that.
The what?
The death rate. How many children died?
Oh well, it's just an electric scooter in a world with especially then with vehicles then. I mean, if everything converted to that, then sure, it would probably be pretty safe. But
I mean, if that came out today with today's technology, lithium ion batteries or lithium iron batteries, it'd probably be fine. There'd be more safety features. Car vehicles for the most part are safer now. But the 80s in Europe,
right? It wouldn't be that close to the ground. That would be the first thing.
No, it'd be a little bit higher up.
Right. Yeah. Yeah, it's a funny little thing.
Top Gear, I think it was Top Gear, or it might have been just a James May sub, after Top Gear thing. But he drove around in one, and he was just had like a transport truck pull up behind him, and it's terrifying.
Yeah,
and these were allowed to be on the road.
Right. Yeah. It's amazing what money will
80s.
Work out for you. Yeah. It's like the Reliant Robin. It's basically like that. It's
for kids,
or,
and it's lower with
yeah,
less crash. You are
yeah,
the crash zone.
yeah.
I mean,
And then I
you'd
remember
be higher profile in a Segway.
Mm-hmm.
you would be. Well, you'd be standing, yes.
Yeah.
And then I remember they came out. The biggest complaint was this came out in England. And what's one thing England is known for?
Bad
Rain.
drivers?
No,
Oh.
rain.
Rain.
It had a fully open cockpit. There was
Yeah.
no protection. So they came out with this like tent thing that you wore. It was like a poncho that then clipped into the sort of the edge of the C5, and it looks so stupid.
Yeah. It was definitely made by an engineer, that's for sure.
Oh, 100%. Yeah.
Yeah.
And it was definitely like all British things. It was made in someone's shed. Like it was
Yeah.
designed by a guy in a shed.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
It's a neat, and there's a whole collector community that's popped
yeah.
up around that and restore them and
Well, I looked one
new
up,
parts and
they're very expensive. Like you can easily pay £5,000-6,000 for one now. It's
wow.
wild.
Yeah.
So there's a track somewhere that people drive these on, right? Because otherwise,
I mean, I can't imagine it's not very fast.
no.
And much like the Reliant Robin, it is front single wheel, rear double wheel, so it does tend to tip.
Yeah. It's not especially safe. So
No.
it wouldn't cut the mustard today, that's for
In
sure.
my mind, it'd be like if the Power Wheels vehicles that kids have today were just allowed to be on the street. Because that was the big thing. It wasn't even sold as a kid's toy. It was marketed somewhat as good for kids, but in some of the ads they had business people driving through downtown London, the business area of London, going to work in their C5. Like,
yeah,
so they were street legal.
Yeah, in a time before bike lanes, before helmet laws, before anything. So you would just see Sir Clive's bald pate.
Yeah.
just zipping down the road with a little scarf.
Yeah. Pair of driving gloves on. Oh, I'm well protected, my dear.
Oh, God. All right.
What were we talking about? Oh, yeah, my computers. So, yeah, segue. Hilarious segue. No pun intended. Yeah, so I didn't do a whole lot, and I actually ordered a bunch of stuff for Marcintosh, which arrived, of course, on April 2nd. So one of the things I was trying to do, and I think I have everything to do it now, is I have the shell of an original iMac, first generation iMac. And so I've got an adapter to take the video cable inside that iMac and turn it into the female version of the video cable, so I can then jam a VGA, an Apple display adapter to VGA on the end of it, and then plug a VGA cable into it, and then plug that into my Pico Micromac, with the idea of being able to put my Pico Micromac inside the shell of an old iMac and make it work.
Nice.
Yeah, that was my Marcintosh. So hopefully I will eventually get around to actually getting it done now that everything has arrived. But that was my whole hope, was to power and have it all tagged off the internal power supply of the iMac, and someone would sit down. It would just look like a normal iMac, but it would be running what appeared to be a 512 or a 128K. I don't know. It might work. I don't know if anybody's done it yet. So we shall see.
So we'll check it out.
Yeah. So when I do it, I will try to make a video of it, or at least maybe a short, and see if it works.
Nice.
Have you ever tried plugging it into anything that was like a vintage Apple monitor through an adapter? The Pico Micromac?
Yeah, I mean, it's just VGA. So
yeah,
I mean, it's the output on it is it's like 1280 by 1024 or it's 640 by 480, and it just scales. Anything that'll integer scale will look mostly okay. The base firmware, because there's two versions. There's like a VGA firmware, and then there's one that's like the native resolution of the Mac. But that scales nicely. So if you have a 4x3 display, CRT, you can just plug it in and go. So I think that the newer versions of the card will probably be brighter than the other ones. Just it comes down to your CRT, because there are resistors in place that try to drive down the signal a tiny amount. Otherwise, it would be just unbelievably bright on like an LCD display, which is, so. I mean, it's something you could easily adjust if you were like, oh gosh, like it's just not bright enough. You could just put a jumper or something on the not on the on the composite output, and just bypass the resistor and see how bright it is. Or if you're handy, you can put in a variable resistor and dial it in for your CRT display.
Cool. I will have some fun with it. It should be fun. I usually leave it on in my classroom, and the kids usually play, the different games that are on it. Missile Command is is a sort of a crowd favorite. Load Runner is another crowd favorite. So yeah, it'd be nice just to keep it in the corner of the classroom, but have it built into the original sort of iMac, just sort of as a weird Frankenstein product. So. That was my plan for Marcintosh, and now that it's April, I probably can get around to finishing it.
Very cool.
So yeah. What else is everybody up to? I mean, Marcintosh is finished now. Are there any other? Are you getting ready for Septandy? Are we doing any?
No. It's April Apples right now, but I'll let Justin Morgan be the one to promote and do all the stuff with that. So
for sure.
The something that is happening in the kind of broader community is this coming weekend is VCF East.
Yeah,
so,
right.
And there's supposed to be some really fun guests and stuff there. So I will not be there, but it looks like it'll be a good time for people that are.
Yes, it looks like Chris is getting excited to go.
Yeah. So I don't blame him. It's a fun event. Wall, New Jersey.
It's a bit different than the other VCFs, right? They're all slightly different than each other.
Yeah, they're all a little different. VCF East, though, takes place at a former military base, kind of, or like post or something along those lines. But it's long ago decommissioned, but it is currently used by some cadets, like military cadets and stuff, kids that are eventually going to go into the military, I guess.
Yeah, ROTC.
Yeah, kind of that type of thing. Historic Camp Evans. Thank you, sir.
Okay.
But they have space on there that they rent out to other organizations. So there's a building that's actually that's dedicated to the local volunteer fire department. There's a computer museum on site. There's a radio history site. There is a African American people first that were in the military. They have a room for, or like a kind of a little exhibit and stuff for them, all kinds of military vehicles and stuff. So there's more to see at the event than just VCF East, but come for VCF East, but stay for the rest of it. There used to be on site a HO model railroad museum, but I think that moved out. But there is still a radio museum and stuff on site. And the thing that's kind of neat about the radio museum is they have a little room set up where it is like someone's living room in the 1940s. And they have there's a settee and there's like some little chairs and you can sit around and you basically go in there and you can queue up a thing and you could sit there for like an hour and just listen to radio shows and stuff, kind of how people would in the old days. And there's all kinds of stuff there. There's old schedules. There's stuff about how the batteries, people would go and get the batteries every week and have their stuff recharged. And I mean, it's very interesting if you did not grow up in that era or are just very bored.
That's awesome.
Yeah, it's pretty neat. It's well worth checking out. It is not a huge event,
no,
by any means. And unlike some of the other ones, they do a what is the word where they do all the sales for you?
Consignment.
Yes, they do have a consignment thing that they will run, and they take a percentage, and that helps fund the event for future stuff. But there are people that still sell at their tables.
Yeah. It's very similar, I think, to VCF Montreal. They've because the showrunners for VCF Montreal are actually going to be at VCF East.
Yeah,
There's some overlap there.
Nicholas is.
Yeah.
That's where I actually met Nicholas.
Okay.
Many years ago, is he had a table set up at the end where he was showing off Colossal Cave Adventure.
Oh, cool.
On, like, there was like a teletype, and then there was like a terminal, and then there was like kind of a PC, and then there was like a Mac, and it was just kind of neat.
That was cool.
Yeah.
So yeah, they're going to be representing VCF Montreal, which I think is now will be the first VCF, if I'm not mistaken, to have happened in the same year.
Yeah, twice in the same year.
Same year.
Well, it named as an event, but VCF East actually has events all throughout the year.
They do. They have the swap meets.
Yeah, they'll do swap meets every couple of months and stuff, so people can. It helps kind of keep the interest up in everything else that's going on. And some of the folks, you have to keep in mind that a lot of this stuff started before Discord and before Facebook and all these groups and stuff. So people might talk on email, but they didn't really have as constant communication as they did in those days. So it was a good way for everybody to get together and meet and work on things and do repairs. And the last few, I think they've even done like little classes and sessions and stuff. So yeah, it's well worth checking out. If you you can go to the main vcf.org and then click on East and go to find more information about that. It's not too shabby.
Yeah, so, it's exciting. I thoroughly enjoy all the VCF events that I've gone to. I've only gone to 2, but they've been fantastic.
Yeah, or
VCF Mid-Atlantic region.
There you go. VCF.
Yeah, they really need to have like a real serious sit down and talk about all the naming of these events, because it no longer makes sense. You really need to have something where it's like VCF dash name of the town.
Yeah.
So
VCF Montreal, VCF Chicago, VCF
the biggest local municipal area. So I wouldn't call it New Jersey. You can still call it East or whatever you really want to, but all these other ones really need to consider it being like VCF St. Louis, VCF Milwaukee, VCF whatever, and so that way that it's not like, oh, sorry, we foolishly took VCF South, but like there's another one that's further south, so we call it South.
Yeah, you're going to be eventually go like South, Southeast.
Yes, and VCF Midwest is its own thing that exists outside of the VCF sanctioned whatever. It's the WCW of WWEs.
It's adjacent. It's VCF adjacent.
Yeah, but oddly, you could take all of the other ones and put them in a bucket, and it would still be not as big as Midwest.
Yeah. I don't remember how many we had show up for Montreal, but it's probably what they got in an hour or 2 at VCF Midwest.
And that's okay. That's okay. It's if people are getting together and having a good time, it only takes 2 people. It's
go ahead.
No, I was going to say just those small local events. And VCF Washington, what state? Any? That's funny.
Yes, I would say VCF DC or something like that. It's right. Or Springfield. VCF Springfield.
Which one?
It's the one that's right there next to VCF Shelbyville. Oh yeah.
Oh, that one.
Yeah, the PW or PNW. It's like, oh gosh, just call it Seattle.
Ron, the best part about the Springfield VCF is you actually park in Shelbyville and take the monorail to Springfield.
Yes,
it's a much more efficient way to travel.
It is. That's funny.
Not like those guys in Ogdenville. or North Haverbrook.
Yes,
sorry, these are all Simpsons references for anybody who hasn't been able to follow.
Yes, North Haverbrook. That's like one
Yes.
of the monorail towns. Yes.
Yeah, put them on the map.
It sure did. I knew I shouldn't have stopped to get that haircut.
But yeah, so I'm excited. I like more events. The more events, the better. I don't think it dilutes the overall, because I think it gives people an opportunity who maybe don't have the ability to travel to a Midwest or to an East. It's nice that we have one north of the border now for us northern folk. I would like to see something out west, like a Vancouver maybe, or even a Calgary VCF event. Most people on the east coast of Canada can travel to Montreal. That's not a hard thing for us to do. So even if we ended up having 2 events in Canada, that'd be fantastic. But yeah, and it's nice because it allows you to actually have a social aspect to this, often online only basement dwelling hobby.
Yeah. It's kind of nice to be out in person.
Yep. It is. Ron is much taller in person. If anybody ever wants to know, Ron, I was actually shocked at how tall Ron is.
Quite tall.
Yeah, you are a bear of a man.
Well, I don't know about that.
Yeah, I was just like, oh wow, hi Ron.
Yeah, no, I am quite tall. I can't do much about
it. And Eric is very Scottish in person.
Yes.
I'm a wee person.
I was going to say like Gimli from Lord of the Rings.
Yeah, it's similar.
Yeah, similar.
You know what? I didn't toss Eric once.
So. No one throws at Eric.
Yes, that's right.
Well, I was wearing a kilt, so it may have been embarrassing.
Yeah, I was going to say, you don't want too much height on that. Oof.
Yeah. Nobody wants to see that.
Yeah.
Speaking of events, there's a couple of local events that I've got going on in Michigan. If you're in the area,
yes,
you tell.
So, the group that I'm a member of started up and did our first event last month.
Yes,
the Lansing Area Vintage Computer Club, and it worked out pretty well. We actually made the local news, so
that's amazing.
Yeah. So
printed news or television news?
It wasn't either. It was the website of the television news station.
Futuristic.
So, yeah, it didn't make the broadcast. It was more of the community news page. Awesome. But still, it was good. And that attracted a certain number of people that saw it and went, oh, hey, I was involved. There was this guy who emailed us and said, I was involved in the computer scene in the 70s and actually had the first homebrew 8-bit computer that was available in Michigan. And the guy wants us to come to his place and go into his dark basement and see all of his electronics.
Yeah. Hey,
Nothing
thanks for showing up, guys. Right? Does this rag smell like ether to you?
But no, seriously, he's 75 now, and he's like, I really want to preserve the history of what we were doing back then. If you guys are interested in help me out. And I'm like, so we're gonna make a road trip and see his stuff. And
that's awesome.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
Very cool.
We think one of our next events, not the next event, but one of our future events will be like a symposium structure where we could have people do a presentation. Here's my TED Talk. Kind of thing. So, but our next event's in June, so we're going to try to do quarterly events.
And it'll be nice and warmer, I'd imagine. I don't know about you, but it's still quite cold where I am. And I imagine Michigan is not that great either.
Yeah, we got 77 today, so we're finally breaking out of winter. But anyway, the maker space that we have partnered with for space, it was rather chilly the day that we had our first event, but I'm looking forward to the June one. It'll probably be sweltering hot or something. Who knows?
Mm-hmm. That's how that goes, right?
Yeah. The other thing is the Southeastern Michigan Vintage Computer Club. So there's more than one in Michigan.
Wow.
They've got an event coming up April 25th, and Joe from Joe's Computer Museum will be there. and so will Chris and Nick Auger, 8-bit devices.
Okay, cool.
So that should be fun. That's a swap meet.
And you're attending as well?
Yeah, I'm not going to have a table this time, but I am going to go.
Okay.
A person who visits that event stopped by Trina's and picked up a yeah, Joe will be there. Picked up a TRS-80 model 102 for me. You know, the brick.
Yep.
That she's been holding on to me for a year.
Nice.
So
Awesome.
he's like, hey, I go to Toronto occasionally. I'm like, sure. 6 months later, he stopped by and picked it up.
So you subjected that poor fellow to Trina.
Apparently they hit it off. I'm not going to say anymore. So,
we love you, Trina.
yep. So that was nice. I didn't have to pay the I think I paid $30 for it, American.
Nice.
And it would have been what, 70 Canadian shipping?
Yeah.
So
that's pretty great, Eric.
Yeah. So it'll be fun.
Is that's the one that runs on AA batteries, right?
Yes. 4 AA's.
I think I have one of those somewhere. Yeah, they're cool rigs. They just have basic on them, right? They're just a basic.
Well, they have basic and a couple of built-in programs. There's a communications program, so you can dial up your newspaper and submit your story. That's how they were often used.
Right.
That kind of thing.
Do you remember the one that was there's an ad for it? I believe it was a Casio, and it's a very dapper gentleman standing next to a payphone with a pipe in a tweed jacket, and he's got the receiver down on the audio coupler or the acoustic coupler, and he's like typing something on like almost like a little tiny chiclet keyboard, or maybe a what's it called, a calculator keyboard.
Yes.
Like it doesn't look very great to type on.
No.
Yeah, the keyboard on the TRS-80 model 100 series were actually pretty decent keyboards.
Yeah, they were nice. All right. So what are your plans for it? Are you going to do something with it, or are you going to produce something with it? Are you going to use it to a BBS?
Yeah, I did have one, and my early attempt at recapping failed, and I burned the board. So I sent it off to, I think it was Socket Wench or someone like that, and said, here, want it? See if you can fix it. So this is to replace the one that I screwed up.
Gotcha.
Yeah. I have a 200 as well, and that's the laptop form factor version.
Yeah. We when we picked up all those computers from the CBC engineer here locally, he had a bunch of Tandy, so we all got I got a Model 4, my buddy got a Model 2, I think, or Model 1, and there was and he had a box full of 100s, 200s, and a couple of different variations. I might actually have a printer for it, so I think if I have more than one, I may send you one, Eric.
Oh, that'd be awesome. I've never had a printer hooked up to it.
There was a thermal printer option for it.
Yeah.
It just prints out on receipt paper, but that'd be fun for an event to be able to do people's receipts up on your Tandy.
Yeah. You know, maybe I could hook up a really poor image scanner or something and print out images.
Print out pictures.
Yeah.
Right. or have it convert images to ASCII and just print out text.
That sounds even better.
Yeah. Awesome.
For Global Talk during Marchintosh, Bill Goetz out in the Orkney Islands did a thing where he's like, if you print me a picture on my printer, I will scan it using my ThunderScan, and then I will print it back out on your printer.
Worst fax machine ever.
Yeah, it looked great.
So the better thing is if you had 2 ThunderScans set up, so you can see how terrible you could make the image quality after 5 or 6 transmissions.
Right.
That's awesome. Cool. Yeah. So any new gets for anybody this week? What did you get, Ron? Anything fun? Let me guess. It's a LucasArts video game.
No, it's a bot.
Oh, Mr. Fancy.
It has my old video card in it now, but
okay. What is your old video card?
My old video card's a 3050, so I
okay.
wait a couple years and
Yeah.
upgrade. Earlier this year, I upgraded my CPU and I have like a oh gosh, 8th gen Intel
Mm.
machine, and I had an i5 and I got a good price and upgraded to an i7, but I still have the 3050, so I upgraded to a 5060, and this has been really great because I actually was taking part. Double Fine Games, they have a new game they're coming out with later this month that is called Kiln, which is basically a game. It's like a kind of a Team Fortressy kind of thing where you make pots.
Okay.
And then you
I was
animate the
thinking,
pot. The pots are animated by little spirits, and you go out and
okay.
fight and
Wait,
try
wait.
to quench the other
Ghosts and
person's kiln.
Ghosts and Pottery. I was literally thinking when you were saying it, I was like,
Mhm.
is this going to be some Ghost reference? Like, remember?
Yeah, it
Enter
kind of,
Sneaky,
yes,
and he sits
exactly.
behind
Ooh,
you.
ooh, my, yes. But it's just a silly little game. But
That's awesome.
they had the open beta this last couple of days. They did a beta for Xbox players, and then they just did the beta for PC gamers, and so, or people on Steam rather. And so you know, I needed something better because I literally could not play the game. it was it would, even at like 720p, it was something like 20 frames a second. It was really bad.
Yeah.
So anyway, upgraded to this and it's much better. Plus, my video encoding setup takes advantage of CUDA. So basically,
What do you use for video? Are you on
I
DaVinci
still
Resolve?
use it's not Sony Vegas anymore, but it's Vegas.
Vegas. Okay, cool.
So, yeah. I need to potentially upgrade to the latest version at some point in the future. Because I'm still using 22.
Is it still affordable? I remember that like Vegas was always relatively affordable.
Well,
Like
what happened is this: is they it used to be like one big package that was like a ton of software in it, and then they over the years Sony sold it to another company, and that's at that point, because it used to be they had Sony Vegas, that was the professional product, and then they had this other thing that was called like Media Editor or something. It was like a cheaper product,
Media
and then
Creator.
Something I can't remember. It's been hold on. Wait. This is how long. Okay, this is how long I've been a customer. I still have the box. So it's Movie Studio.
Right.
And this I think this would be from 2015 or 2016 or something. I can't tell. But in any case, for anybody that's familiar with Sony Vegas, it's basically, this was, if you think about Vegas as the professional product would be all the latest greatest, this was basically 2 years behind. It might have codec support and things like that, but it was not the latest greatest in terms of like features. So
I always thought of it as like iMovie to Final Cut.
That is very the very accurate thing. So what happened was they sold it to another company, and that other company was like, oh, we have our own product that is kind of like, it looks like something, it would be like using iMovie on an iPad. And they just renamed it that product. And so without telling anybody, so I every year I did the year upgrade, which was $40-50, and I did the upgrade to that, and it was like some kind of iPad thing, and I was like, I can't use this. And so I requested a refund, and they didn't even question it. They were just like, here's your money. We sorry. So, but then at that point, I didn't do anything for a couple of years. And then with the pandemic, they finally they were like, okay, well, wait a minute. We're going to make the Vegas product. We're going to split out some of the features. We'll have a super pro version that's very expensive. And then we'll just have like, you need to edit and you want pro. Because what happened was this Shotcut. If you've ever heard of Shotcut, that kind of people were like, oh, I'm leaving to go use Shotcut because that's free and just looks like what I remember.
Right.
So they now have, some new stuff, and it works pretty well. And
Cool.
And then they just sold out again. Somebody else bought it, and it's like Boris
So
FX,
yeah,
which
so
that was the
enshittification is going to continue basically.
you know what? I don't know if it's bad. It's just that
Yeah.
the Boris FX, those were the people that they were partnered with that made all the crazy plugins and fancy
Right.
stuff. So it just kind of came down to that it was, oh, it's just if we're the ones putting all the effort in, we might as well just buy it. So now it's
make it our own.
Boris something da 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 Vegas or something. So I before the sale, it was kind of shady. They were like really pushing that it was like, oh, you need to upgrade. And it was like, but it wasn't 50, $60. It was like $90. And I'm like, I don't really know that I need to upgrade.
They were trying to inflate the sale price.
Right. So then they announced that they had sold out. Well, now it's $120 to upgrade.
Yeah, of course it is.
Version. So
because everybody's got to get a cut now. It's it's the classic, venture capitalists. We bought this thing out, and now we're going to get our pound of flesh back.
Yes, it's like the whole thing with virtualization technology, where Broadcom bought whatever VMware, and then they were like, we have to make our money back this quarter.
Yeah. So VMware went through the roof for price, and everybody went.
Yeah, it's like, how do I just get something different?
Yeah. Well, thankfully, at least in that case, there were other options, and there were better options.
Yeah.
Small business, you can use Hyper-V; it's fine. And for larger deployments, there's Proxmox. There's a bunch of different platforms now that are very robust and very stable, and you don't need to pay VMware anymore for anything.
Yeah.
Unless there's a very specific application that you are looking for, or a very specific set of things that you need. Have you tried DaVinci Resolve? I see a lot of people moving to that now.
Yeah, I need to really investigate that. It's honestly, I need to stop doing this thing that I do every so often, where I'm like, well, I got $150 to throw at the problem.
Yeah,
I got $90 to throw at the problem.
Yeah,
and
passing it down the line.
And then just get an iMac, or get a Mac Mini or something, and just
because you work at a university. When I worked at the university, I could get copies of Final Cut for like $20 for
really?
the full version of Final Cut from the student or academic licensing division at the university.
I think that they have a thing where when you go out to buy it, you basically have you have one shot. So you can buy the machine and you can get the licensing, and instead of $249 or whatever, I think it's like $99 or something.
Right.
So but it's basically you're buying the Final Cut, which is the reason why everybody wants it, and then it's the other programs that they include, like the audio editing thing and something else potentially.
Pro Tools and
yeah.
Cool.
Yeah. Even though I literally just use, I mean, there's like an audio editor and stuff that they want to sell you to, but it's like, I just use Audacity. It just works. It's so, my needs are so simple.
I need to put out that little dead space, or I need to, maybe run a light filter that's pre-made in Audacity. Cool. Don't I get you. I've looked at Resolve before. Joe says it has a steep learning curve. I mean, I think Final Cut is pretty complex when you actually want to do some really big things with it. I suppose if I could figure that out on my own, I feel like I could probably figure out Resolve. But I know a lot of people are jumping ship to it because of its cross-platform compatibility and the fact that you don't have to have a subscription. It's not a subscription service unless you want it to be, because I know Adobe, basically it's you have to pay monthly now to your Adobe overlords, or you don't get to use it.
Yeah.
Unless you're like me and you happen to find a box of old CS3 software.
And honestly, now GIMP, they have a distribution in GIMP that I guess is designed to basically be a mock-up of Photoshop. All the the stuff are in the same. So if you're familiar with Photoshop, you can run this other version of GIMP.
So
everything is basically the same.
Yeah, I recommend GIMP for people that are remember Photoshop 7?
Yeah.
There you go.
Yeah, I remember GIMP on Windows.
I've been using GIMP
Yeah.
for, well, gosh, years. My
20 years for me.
eldest daughter actually has a license for CS6.
Yeah.
And she shared a license with me because it's a, like a dual thing. It was the last version that didn't call the mothership,
Right.
Yeah.
And I just can't get used to it. So I just keep using GIMP.
Yeah.
Well, it was explained to me, it's like every version of Adobe that's come out, they add all these features, but then if you actually look at the core functionality that 90% of people use, it's what's been baked into the software since version 7.
Right.
Yeah. So unless you're a high-end photo editor or you're doing some really weird stuff with Photoshop that requires some AI plugins for stuff or whatever it is, the new shit that you can't get with everything else. The GIMP does 99% of what I needed to do.
I will tell you this. There's this program that I started using like 25 years ago, and I still use it, and it's really great. It's called paint.net, and it's like a free app. It started as like a couple of students at the University of Illinois that it was like one of their programming projects, and it just has it's just this whole life that has popped up around that application. And it's pretty great for free, and there's a million plugins that do stuff, and it's just, if you're like a Paint Shop Pro fan or any of the stuff of those old programs, it works just like that. And it has layers, and it has multiple levels of undo, and I mean, everything that I do it in there. And it sucks that it is not on, it uses .NET. So it sucks that it is not on Mac, because if that, honestly, that's one of the things that's holding me back, because I would totally just get a Mac if I could use paint.net. However, it was pointed out to me that there is something very, very similar that's called Pinta, which is basically like a version of it, but things that make sense to me of like resizing images and stuff like that. Like, you have to hold weird key combinations to do something as simple as like hold down shift, so that way that when you're scrolling and moving something, it just scales instead of just free form. You know, little things like it needs polish in my opinion. But
I'm trying to remember now, Joe, if Joe's in the chat, he'll remember. I think he still uses Paint Shop Pro, does he not?
He does.
Yeah, I think that was our like it's a 25-year-old copy or something, but he still holds on to it dearly. Still works in Windows 11. So.
Well, when was the last time in, like, say, Microsoft Word, you used anything that was newer than, I don't know, the 2000 version of Word?
Exactly.
That's why I just tell people, it's like that whole thing where people have it in their head that they've got to pay for a Word subscription. It's like, you're just typing something. So like LibreOffice and OpenOffice, and I mean, and I think there was some kind of issue with OpenOffice where people were kind of mad at them for a while, but
it got purchased. It used Java, and it was everything. The licensing became a nightmare when Oracle got it. So
so LibreOffice then.
That's what I use.
It's funny you should mention that, though, because I don't know if you follow the open source software trials that are happening right now, but LibreOffice has had some issues. And there was another group that was basically, they were the #1 provider of bug fixes for LibreOffice, and they were a separate company. They were doing it, but they have this beautiful web version of LibreOffice, but it looks like Word. So it looks like Word online. They've reskinned it. It looks like you're sitting down and using, and it is incredibly responsive. It is faster than Google Sheets. It is faster than Excel online. We actually just beta tested it for a client. It's amazingly cool. It's super low latency, super low system requirements, and it all runs in a web browser. So Nextcloud is one of the groups that's sort of baking this into their ecosystem, because Nextcloud is sort of like a OneDrive replacement. So the idea is that you could run this on top of Nextcloud and have full editability, and it's all done in the web browser. But yeah, it's a really neat little piece. Yeah, Collabora Online. That's it. Yeah, and there's been some. So there's some issues there. There's actually been a fork of it because some part of Collabora is very Russian, and they wanted to separate from it. There was some things happening a couple of weeks ago that was sort of possibly causing the thing to derail, but now it's been all sorted out, and it's a fully functioning open source platform. And actually, a lot of the European Union is that's the whole purpose of it, is supposed to be the European Union has basically said we want to divest ourselves completely of Microsoft. How can we do it?
Yeah.
And so they're pumping money into it to make it happen, and they are a huge proponent for Nextcloud. So anyway, it's just really cool. I love when I see things kind of like leaps and bounds, because that's one of the biggest complaints for LibreOffice and OpenOffice was always it's great, but it's buggy and it lags and it doesn't have some of the polish that people expect from Word.
Yeah.
And so now that kind of does have it, it's pretty cool. I'm pretty excited about it. And
I'll
the
have to
nice
check
thing
it
about it
out.
is you can run it yourself on your own server, so your data is not being harvested by AI bots. There's no sharing of information. It's your Nextcloud instance on your server at your house, or your server in your office, or your server on a piece of infrastructure somewhere in, for us Canadians, somewhere in Canada, as opposed to being south of the border where a lot of OneDrive stuff ends up these days.
Yeah.
It's nice. Anyway, I'll take my tinfoil hat off now.
Good.
I'm going to check that out, because I think I ran into that project a while ago.
Yeah, it's been
oh, this is a neat toy, and then
Yeah, and it's definitely leaps and bounds in the last like 6 months.
Yeah.
And even in the last 6 weeks, it's done a lot of really big leaps. And I hope too that they can work out their disagreement with LibreOffice. There were some disagreements happening there, because some of the stuff they're doing would be really nice if it was baked just into LibreOffice. And the big thing about LibreOffice is they removed the Java requirement for it, which was a huge step. But the problem is a lot of the legacy functionality required the Java. So there were a lot of basic like Excel functionality that was, certain numeracy things inside of Excel required Java to do it. So some stuff got broken on the back end. And again, unless you're a power user, you don't notice. But if you're trying to convert somebody from Excel to, LibreOffice, it's kind of important that what they view as basic functionality works. So
yeah.
Anyway, cool. That was our open source section of today's rant.
Nice.
Cool. So, anything coming up, gentlemen? Any big plans for this month? Ron, any new guests? You've been doing interviews and you're going out of style.
Yeah, it's I've actually got a ton of stuff that's coming up, but this last Friday, I would definitely recommend watching that, because it's all about, there's a young lady who is kind of a outsider artist who uses kind of non-standard or kind of like older tools and stuff like that to make art. And her name's Kat Graffam. And you might remember maybe about a month ago, she posted a video on YouTube where it was just basically all about her using Mac Paint to recreate a picture. So, and it was just her relearning, you play around with it as a kid, but like doing professional art sort of thing. So, had a conversation with her, talk about Susan Kerr, talk about all the neat stuff that the Mac kind of opened up for artists and for people. So, and she just posted a video the other day that's all about kid pics. She does kind of a similar thing using kid pics. So,
cool.
So check go watch Kat's video about using Mac Paint in 2026, and then go watch our interview. It's actually pretty exciting. And then she's very funny. So it's a funny interview. But and then this coming Friday, I'll just tease it. If you are a Sierra Online fan, you're somebody that kind of follows all of the games and stuff that they produced over the years. There's a guy who kind of came in at the end of the era. His name is Josh Mandel. He was one of the people that actually worked on a ton of other people's projects. But the way that LucasArts works, basically, you would be the producer for something, but the person that was the hot name on the last game got their name on your game. So that way that you could kind of ride the wave of, ooh, Owl Low has got like a really good reputation. I'll buy this new Owl Low game. But it was really developed by other people in a more hands-on way. But he worked on the Space Quest series. He worked on Freddy Farkas Frontier Pharmacist. Say that 5 times fast.
That's a game I've not heard about in a very long time.
Yeah, so it
That's
worked
awesome.
on tons of stuff. So,
Cool.
but it's a really good interview, and that'll be this coming Friday, like this Friday of this coming week. So, and then also I've got some like something I've had a lot of success with is basically just like kind of where it'll be like, here's some stuff that's around the guest where it's interesting things. So I've got some demos and stuff of some of Josh's games that will go out as like standalone videos leading into, so that way if you watch the lead-in videos, you might get a little more out of the interview. It's possible. Cool. And the lead-in videos are short. You can skip around in them because they're not really linear. They're just, you're watching demos of stuff. So, but cool. That's it. That's kind of what's going on.
Awesome. Well, gentlemen, we've reached the portion of the night where we've been on almost an hour.
Yeah.
And that's usually when we clue it up. So, any final thoughts or suggestions? Any qualms, queries, questions, concerns? No?
No, it was good to see you guys. I don't. Yes. I sometimes see you guys elsewhere, but it was nice to see everybody here tonight.
Yes, indeed. Hopefully, we'll make this a semi-monthly thing, and hopefully, we get Frank back. Frank is busy as anything, as is understandable. When you're a small business owner and you have young kids, it's always hard to find time to do anything, let alone hang out with a couple of people on the internet. So, yeah. All right. Well, if there's nothing else, gentlemen, I guess we will sign off. Be kind to each other, and yeah, we'll see you sometime in the next couple of weeks.
Yeah, it'll be at least this is the second
week, so the fourth.
Yeah, right? So it'll be the 4th Sunday. We'll try to come back, and hopefully Frank will be here, and we'll have a cool topic. It'll be more than just catch up.
So. Yes, for sure. All right. Well, thank you, everybody. It was good to see you. Thank you for everybody who hung out in the comments, and like, share, subscribe, do whatever it is you need to do, and we'll see you next time.
All right.